As you can probably tell by the thumbnail to this video, the baby blankets I'm about to tell you about are not typical. Probably because I'm not typical. One of my husband's favorite sayings that he coined early on in our relationship, I think he stole it from me, but you know, I can't grieve him about it now. One of his favorite lines was, "Normal is just a setting on a dryer." So when it comes to my crochet, I'm a little atypical. I'm a little abnormal. I try diligently to make baby blankets for every woman in my life that I know, especially those within my church body. And recently there have just been pregnant ladies popping up all over. I've got a neighbor, a veterinarian who takes care of my dogs, and they've been keeping me hopping. So I just wanted to show you a few of them. One that's complete, a couple that are still in process, and you know, we'll talk about more in the future. But hang on a second, I'll turn you around and I'll show you what I've been up to. All right, I have to admit, at first glance, this is, wow, it looks like somebody ate some food coloring and just kind of vomited all over my table. And there is nothing about the colors of these yarns that says baby blanket. However, this baby blanket, which should already be in a box on its way to Kansas, but is not because I've been procrastinating making this video, is for a little man named Jack. And Jack is about 10 days from coming into this world unless he decides to make his entrance before his scheduled C-section. All right, this is the first time that I've made a pointed circle or a star of any kind. There are 12 points on this, and yeah, it piles up a little bit and pleats up a little bit, and I'm okay with that. I made this out of two different kinds of yarn because once I started and made my way out, you know, the bands were getting thinner and thinner, and the other colors that I had to go with it just didn't trip my trigger. So I decided to put a different blue on the outside. The yarn is all acrylic, but it's two different kinds. The yarns in the middle came from Ice Yarns, and they are so soft. And they're in some packaging, I believe they called ombre. When you order the package, you get 3 different colors inside one package. You get a solid color and a light solid color, and then the other ball is a combination of the two. So you can use this package of yarn to make a gingham blanket or anything you want to give it an ombre effect. So with this one, you know, it was obviously blue, gray, and gray. This one was red, tan, and tan. And then the blue on the outside came from a package of yarn I got from Hobby. Hobbii. I have ordered from them several times now, and I get some awesome bargains. This is a gorgeous blue acrylic yarn. It is very, very soft. I believe there were over 200 yards on one ball, and I got a package of 10 balls for less than $13. You know, that's just awesome to me. That was a great deal. This next one is incomplete. As you can see, my skein is still attached. Again, this is Hobbii, Hobbii, however they pronounce it, yarn. And The blanket is one of two that I'm making because my sweet veterinarian is due in June to have twins. She's having a boy and a girl. Now, this is also the first time that I have made the waffle stitch. I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't believe it. It makes a good thick fabric that you do not see through. It also makes a reversible. This side, or this is waffle, sorry. This side is the waffle stitch, and it shows you the raised squares. On the back side, it gives you, posts, front posts going in rows. And I think that is just as beautiful as the waffle. Front and back. This one to me is reversible. This color combination, again, I bought the yarn from Hobby. There were 10 balls in each pack, less than $13. So I picked out, the purple looks a little brighter. In fact, all these colors look brighter in the camera than face to face. The purple is kind of a dusty plum and a bold turquoise. I put the two together. When I make baby blankets, basically I decide on the color, I decide on the stitch, but I never know exactly how much yardage it's going to take to make a set pattern. So I look at how much yarn I have and I decide what pattern I'm going to make. This one, I have 10 balls of the turquoise, 10 balls of the purple. So I crocheted 4 balls of the purple. I'm putting 4 more balls on this side. And with the other 2 balls, I'll put a stripe down the middle of the other blanket, and I will also make the border. So on this blanket, the body will be purple. It'll have a turquoise stripe and a turquoise border. And on the other blanket, obviously, then the body will be turquoise. It'll have a purple stripe and a purple border. And those are for the girl and boy twins for my vet. I'm almost done. She's due in June. I'm just not sure exactly when. Now this, I am embarrassed to say, is for a baby that was due a week ago. And the sweet little man, as far as I know, has not yet entered this world. He's still hanging out in his mommy. And, if the fact that I don't have his blanket done has any effect on the fact that she's been pregnant for an extra week, I pray she'll forgive me. All right. This, again, does not look like a baby blanket. All right. I made 4 mosaic granny squares. I've done the mosaic granny square pattern several times. And she chose colors, blue and green. I decided again how to put it together because when I go to my yarn stash, which is what I typically do, unless they ask for something super particular that I don't have in my stash, which is pretty varied, I'll pick up something, the color they want, and then I figure out how I can make a blanket big enough with what I have. As you can probably tell, I need to stitch these squares together. Only one of them to this point has been blocked, steam blocked. The one here in the bottom corner, is laid out much flatter, and it actually still looks bigger than the other 3 squares. When you crochet the mosaic square pattern, for me anyway, it comes out like this. It's thick, it's going to be heavy. Each one of these squares is 2 full skeins of yarn. And, so I had a package of 8. But when I steam block it, it gets flat. The edges get straight, almost straight. I may have to flip it over and steam block it from the other side, because there's still a little bit of a curve on the side, but the rest of it lays flat. And it's so soft. Oh, again, this is an acrylic yarn from Ice Yarns. So once I get these 4 steam blocked, I will stitch them together. As you can see, there is still a hank of yarn attached to all 4 squares. I stopped when I knew I couldn't get all the way around one more time, because it takes a lot of yarn to do the mosaic square pattern. So, you know, and it stopped in a different color spot on the one square. The other 3 are like tan and green, but I left those attached because I will use those to sew them together. Whoop, my hand made it go blurry. You know, I'll use one like here to stitch along this way, and I'll use one up here to stitch along this way, and that will leave me the 2 other hanks, probably the blue-green one, to go around the edge and just give it just a finished edge. Probably just, you know, a single or double crochet edge. Just kind of tie it all together. All right. Well, that's what I've been up to in the baby blanket department. That one's almost done and the poor little guy's overdue. This one is not quite done, and I have to have another one to match it, and she's due, well, today is May Day, so she's due in a little over a month. This one, Jack is about to appear in 10 days or thereabouts. So while my little dogs bark, I'll get ready to sign off. Once again, I'd like to thank you for joining me here at Wendy's Way. I've been having so much fun sharing my passions in faith, food, and fiber, and whatever else. You never know what I'm going to tuck in here and there. If you enjoy the channel or anything that you see here, I sure hope that you won't hesitate to like the videos, share the videos on social media anywhere you wish, and subscribe to my channel. I've just popped over 400 subscribers, and it just simply blows my mind that many people have decided to regularly check in with me and watch my videos. I'm very flattered. All right, hope y'all have a beautiful day, and may the good Lord who blesses me each and every day of my life bless you as well, today and always. Amen.